We're up and running. Let's go. There we go. Boom. Hey you guys, hey Mimi. Right on. Hey Kim. Richard, hey, how you doing, man? Holy smokes. Guys, it's been a while. I've been very busy on Nick's van, and it's been like a job, like a full-time job, and I've just been going pretty strong at it. But it feels really good to say hi, and yeah, I got the mustache back. uh, Holy smokes, man! It's good to see everybody. I I love this. Kim Jones, I miss you too. Yeah, I miss being on YouTube. I miss sharing my videos as much as I was. But I'm gonna be doing that again soon because the van is coming along and it's looking really good. And we're almost done. We're more than halfway done the project. I'm gonna turn that off. I got that in my ear. And it feels like summertime over here right now. I've been wearing shorts and t-shirt for the last week, and it's great. Loving it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so to give you guys a bit of an update, basically, as you kind of know, maybe from if you watched my last video, I was coming back from Vancouver and I was diving back into Nick's van, and at that point I'd already gotten ahead on it a little bit. There's a lot of work that you guys haven't seen on it, so it's shaping up really nicely, and I don't know, yeah, I've got mostly just cabinets to do at this point. Oh, Kim, thank you so much. Oh, definitely coffee funds far out. I I just I think I'm just about done your gift card. I've been using it lately. And thank you for that, by the way. I had a coffee this morning and I got one for Nick too. And he got back and we reviewed the van this morning, and he was happy to see the progress. He just got back from a fishing trip. He didn't catch anything though. He was just out in the water enjoying the sun and that kind of thing. Thank you, Kim. I really appreciate that very much. Yeah, so I just been working, guys, like a lot. And I thought of stopping on Saturday to edit a video and bring it out for you guys. But what was happening is I had this momentum behind what I was working on, and I needed to keep riding that wave out. Today things have kind of slowed down a little bit, and I was kind of just taking it easy. So I thought, instead of editing a video, which I'm working on one now, I just figured I'd do this live and say hi. Because I'm probably going to jump right back into Nick's van tomorrow. We're really just trying to get everything done by the end of the month, and it's going to be pretty tight. We're just having discussion about it today, about changing around some of his electronics, and that could add a bit more time. So I don't know, we'll see. And then that also brings up this idea I had for myself that's been pretty big on my mind, and that was taking some time for myself and starting that in May and sharing more on the channel with you guys. And I still want to do that. I'm going to share more on the channel, but I really wanted to hit the road. I just don't want to leave Nick in a situation where his van is just about finished, but it's not totally done. So I'm going to see to it that he's wrapped up and the van's good and he can pop a cork on a bottle of champagne and go enjoy it for this summer. And there's a little bit of work that I still want to do in my van and I haven't even done yet, but I'll probably do that here soon as well. So there's going to be a little bit more of that stuff, but I'm going to try and catch up on videos and start sharing a bit more content. I really want to get a tool video out to go over the specifics on the tools that I use for van building, as well as the tools that I use for in my van when I'm on the road. And I just want to be self-reliant and also kind of illustrate how some of those tools work. So I don't think I've come across a lot of videos like that on YouTube, and I think that'd be a good share. So I'm gonna just try and work that out. It's a bit of a project making a video like that too. So I'm so excited. I got some other stuff going on too. Last video I said I was gonna be like I'm working on my debt. It's gonna be close, but I'm probably gonna be debt free by the end of this month. Part of working on Nick's van is really helping pay that off really quickly as well. And because I've been sitting still here, not really driving around, I'm not feeling the impacts of the gas prices as much as they are, because I haven't been driving very much. I literally just leave my van in his yard, and I go out and I get supplies and I come back. And you know, there was one day where I did a little bit of fishing not too far away from here. I didn't catch anything, but it was, you know, it was pretty cool. Nice little break. Yeah, and the mustache, the reason I went with this, guys, is because I was wearing a respirator so much that my beard was just kind of pushing it away from my face a little bit too far. And at the end of the day, I was getting really dirty boogers and stuff like that, and I knew like I needed to shave this, and I wanted to leave some of it, so I just went back to the mustache for now. I do get some weird looks from people for sure. I know that some people are like, "Ooh, you know, the mustache." No, you look, you know, it's intimidating for some people, I think, and then other people like it. So I don't know. It's all good. So anyway, yeah, the tool videos, that's a project that I'm going to be working on here soon. And I've been thinking a lot as I've been working on Nick's van about other videos that I want to make for the channel too, and how to share more content that's going to help you guys out more. So more information. I want to really try and convey more information in my videos. As you know, as well as some cool sharing the wild stuff and that sort of thing too. Anyway, I'm gonna dive into your chats here, guys. I'm seeing a lot of stuff. You guys are just saying hi, so I'm gonna read through some of this as we're talking, and we're gonna roll. And yeah. By the way, my daughter, she's doing pretty good. She's swimming a lot now. She spends about 4 hours a day swimming, and she just can't get enough of the water. So lots of fun hanging out and chatting with her on video calls and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. Man, it's good to see all you guys. And you know, and I do want to apologize for some of you guys. I know there's been a fair bit of comments, and I haven't been reading them as actively as I have in the past, and or responding as much. I just been like, what it is with me is I realize there's only so much bandwidth that I have as an individual, and when I'm working on like a big project like Nick's van and trying to manage the YouTube side of things at the same time, it really became clear that I couldn't quite do them both at the same time and be effective, and I needed to make a choice. And Nick's van is a project that we made an agreement on, and it's paying the bills better than YouTube is right now. So I've shifted gears to focus on that, and then the money from that, of course, is helping me pay down my debts. So me being able to ride out of here being totally debt free, and then hitting the road, and having a little bit of money to launch things, I should be able to take the channel to a new like level and do some more sharing the wild content. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's been a lot of work. It's, you know, it's taken a lot of focus and stuff like that, but it's going to pay off pretty good. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, gas is, yeah, I hear some, it's strange, you know. So I see a few comments in here about gas because I was talking about that, and just about the weather too. So gas prices, I mean, just briefly saying on that, I don't know what the backstory is on that. I haven't really been following the news at all. I just been kind of hanging out by myself working on the van most of the time. So I don't know what's going on, but the price of gas here is, I think the last time I saw it was a few days ago or 4 days ago, and it was 235 a liter. It's the highest I've ever seen it. It's quite literally a full dollar more than it was last year. Like there was a time last year where it was $1.35 a liter. And I think before that it was a bit lower, but it sort of hovered around 230 to 240, something like that. And now it's a full dollar more. The good news is that all the signs in Canada have like a decimal point, and then they've got a little square, and then they've got, I don't know how this image is working, if it's mirroring, like they've got two squares and they've got a decimal point and one square. Anyway, the signs are going to max out at $10 a liter. $9.99, like $9.99 a liter. But that's insane. I can't imagine we'd ever have to pay that much for gas, but you never know. It's conceivable that the sign could go that high. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Which is crazy. It's funny because if you got a job and you use gas as part of your job, let's say you're a contractor or you have a business, you have to hike the price of everything right away. Gas goes up, it's one of your expenses, and if it's built into your business model, then you have to increase the price of whatever commodity is that you have. And so then we see food prices and all that stuff going up too, and it makes me more and more think about how nice it is that I can, and aside from the nettle harvest, how nice it is that I could go out and just forage for wild foods and stuff like that, and fall back on that skill set. And so I want to share a little bit more of that sort of stuff. It's kind of a good thing to share, but at the same time, like, I don't know everything about that sort of stuff, and while I'm a good teacher, if you're going to really dive into that personally, I would say you want to have multiple sources of information so that you can really get comfortable with identifying your plants and your mushrooms and all that sort of thing, for foraging and whatnot. So, but I'd like to get in there a little bit more and do a bit more of that stuff. I was thinking, I don't know if I'll do it, but I was thinking this summer I could do this experiment where I've done this before, where I don't buy any groceries. I just kind of eat down what I have in the van, but I become self-reliant on food that's from the wild. And I was thinking I might do that this summer for a month or two, and that'd be kind of fun. Man, that'd be so good for me too if I did that. So we'll see. If I do, I'll share that as I go, but I don't want to, and it just depends on what's going on in my immediate, what's going on in my immediate surroundings and stuff, but we'll see. Oh, anyway, man. John Smith, did you see Starlink is available for RVs and portable use now? Yeah, so John, I saw some stuff about it. I looked into it a little bit and I thought, okay, maybe. And then I saw that my friend Chrome, Van City Van Life, he picked one up. I'm not sure if he's shared that on YouTube yet, but I support him on his Patreon, and so I got the information through there. And I tried calling him today. I wanted to pick his brain on it and really just sort of see how that whole setup is working out for him and stuff, because I'd be really curious. The only thing is he mentioned that he takes the dish and he puts it inside of his van when he's not using it. And the size of my van is so small that I really don't know where I would fit that exactly. But I love the idea of that so much, because if I could be out in the wild, totally out in the boonies, and be able to connect and do a live stream like this, I mean, literally I could be sitting in a kayak with a fishing rod in my hand, and we could be doing a live stream like this together, and I think that'd be a really cool setting and situation. So, I mean, maybe not a kayak, I'd have to bring the Starlink with me and stuff, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm gonna look into it, John. I'm gonna check it out and see what's involved, and kind of take it one step at a time, go from there. But it'd be real nice to have. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Just reading on some stuff here, guys. It's been a while since I've connected with all of you, and I feel I wanted to do this today, but I feel kind of disconnected, I suppose. It's yeah, just it's been really just kind of busy with Nick's van, and so I'm gonna show you guys. If you want to hang out on the live stream for a little while, I'm gonna give you a little sneak preview of what the inside of Nick's van is, because it's sitting right here. But I don't want to do that just yet. Mimi's saying Starlink is expensive. I know a Canadian trucker that drives between. I think you're saying Kansas. Can it must be Canada. It almost looks like the spelling is cannabis in the USA. He bought US phone with unlimited plan and is able to use it in Canada as well. That is another thought, like with cell coverage. Although the cell coverage isn't great in a lot of spots in Canada, but I could get a US phone and maybe have like the Canada US plan, and it might be cheaper. But we'll see. One thing at a time. Yeah, there, Mimi corrected herself. Canada, not cannabis. Uh, Pretty funny. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. Yeah, Mimi, you said I'd love to forage, but where I live in Texas is so hot, and I can't even get my cactus to live. Everything dies around mid-June here. Yeah, that's pretty common, Mimi. In even up here, what'll happen is the plants will have their own growth rate, and there's a lot of greens that will come out in the springtime, at least up in this part of Canada where I live. And so the springtime is ideally, it's trailing off right now too, by the way, is the best time to harvest all the green foods because they're just popping up and they're really fresh. um, After a while, that'll all die down. Certain plants will have a second cycle of growth through the year, so there'll be a little bit of a comeback, and a lot of it has to do with rain and that sort of thing. But then you get into plants where they start putting their energy into different things, like in the seeds or the fruit. And depending on what's growing around you, there might be like types of trees like manzanita or something like that that'll survive in the desert, that'll still produce edible fruits and stuff like that that you can check out. So it's a matter of finding stuff that is in your local area, and then um, just kind of using what's available. And it's not to say you're going to find a well-rounded diet in your area, but just actively going out and familiarizing yourself with that stuff can be pretty self-empowering too, because you can just be out walking and be like, oh, that's what you know, you can pick some of that off and pop it in your mouth and have a taste of it. It's pretty cool. um, so yeah, there's a lot of different plants and stuff. And one, you guys have asked me several times what I use. There's been several books that I've used. There's been like BC, like British Columbia plants, and different types of BC books, Pacific Northwest foraging books. There's a few. One that I really like is actually an app that I got on my phone, and it is called Edible Plants Guide. So that's what it looks like when you open up. It's got a little disclaimer in it, and you accept that, and then it'll get into all the different plants in here. So you can go categories, you can go into diagnosis. So if you're treating something that you want to find a plant for, A to Z is just going through the entire plant list that's in the application. This one's done by the guy that put this together. He's cool. He's a really cool fella. His name's Marcus Rothkranz, and he's got a YouTube channel. Um, I think he's kind of a proponent of raw diet, like raw food diets and stuff, vegan, vegetarian, that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, he's a pretty good source of information when it comes to that sort of stuff. He's at least got the right people around to deliver that in an application. So anyway, that app is pretty good. I like it. It's provides you a lot of information while on the foot about different plants and stuff that you're checking out. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that helps some of you guys. I can't tell you whether that was a free app. I think I had to pay for it, but it's a really good app. Yeah, I mean, you can plant gardens. Yeah, if you guys are going to grow some food, so let's say you got a property or you got a little bit of land, try to grow perennial plants. A perennial is something that'll make roots and it'll grow. Usually, it's like a shrub or something like that, and it grows every year. You don't have to replant it. What it'll do is the stuff that you don't eat will fall down, decompose, and start creating more soil. So it enriches the topsoil, and then really it requires very little maintenance, but it's the food source as well. And they're usually a lot more nutritious than an annual plant. So you can look into that if you're going to do a garden. That's what a lot of permaculture gardeners do, is they use a lot of perennials in their gardening, forest gardening and that sort of thing. Yeah. Oh. You guys okay with the chat? Are we having problems with the speed and latency and stuff? I saw one comment in here, someone was struggling with it. Yeah, guys, I have no idea how much Starlink is worth. I haven't even looked into it yet, so I'll kind of check it out. I'm sure it's got kind of, like an upfront investment cost, but I don't know what the month to month is. We'll see. Yeah. Poker God's asking, no, I don't do carpentry. Poker God has asked me if I do carpentry for business. I used to work in a yoga company in Vancouver, and I looked after a lot of their facilities, basically as like a project and facilities manager for them. It was more than just like a maintenance guy, though. Like it was more like it was that, but it was taking care of everything right up to renovations and bigger projects and stuff like that that involved HVAC systems and complicated HVAC systems, like really complicated HVAC systems for some of those yoga studios, and I'd look after that stuff. And then I would do various carpentry jobs and stuff like that for them too. But I don't really do that too much anymore. We're not even, our conversations are few and far between at this point in time. So lately, the last bit of business I've been doing was just working on Nick's van build, and I I enjoy it. It's nice, but I also do not enjoy it. I've been doing that kind of work for a long time, and so you know, having to wear a mask and ear protection and eye protection and getting all covered in dust and dirt and stuff. I mean, it's fine, but I mean, I'd much rather go out and hold the camera in my hand and do something like that. And I've worked towards that. And that's what I want to posture towards and make more of a move towards. But in the meantime, that kind of thing is still good to do from time to time. But it totally takes me away from doing YouTube. Like if I start working full time, I just, I'm not going to have as much energy for this kind of thing. I could still grind away at it, probably get a video out a week, but it, you know, I wouldn't want to choose that kind of thing for a long period of time. So anyway, Carol, thank you. Thanks, Carol. I really appreciate that. Carol sent me a super chat. Thank you, Carol. There you go. I'm reading your other comment. I was thinking of you today. I love watching you out in the woods, dreaming of being in BC someday. Thanks, Carol. Really appreciate that. I totally want to share more of being back in the woods and sharing that sort of thing. There's a lot of medicine out there for me, and I think there's a lot of stuff to share, like of nature and of the wild, that at least that's what I want to share more of, because I feel, to me, it's something that's just like it's dear to me, and that's kind of like my happy place, and I feel like there needs to be more of that kind of appreciated in the world, and that's just what I want to focus on and share, as well as some other stuff too. Like I definitely want to get into like personal health and stuff and self-reliant stuff and that sort of thing. So, but I'm already doing that anyway. So, yeah. Um, Good to see you, Tennis Power, Ramblin' Rocketeer, Insanity. Man, it's good to see you guys. Craig, there you go. Mark the Pink Guy. Hey, buddy, you're in here too, man. Good to see you. Well, why don't you pick up your phone, man? I called you a couple times. You didn't even answer. I found out later that you'd already moved away into the province. So hopefully you're doing good over there. I hope you're working on Nancy's van right now, and that's coming along. Okay, good. We're coming through okay. Everything's good. Okay. Poker God, I just want to install my van like yours. Will you do it? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do any more van building work for a little while, Poker God. It's a lot of work. It adds up to like, so my rate is $100 an hour, and if I work an 8-hour day, that's $800 a day. So, you know, I don't particularly like, the reason I charge that high is I know I'm worth that much, and it's a lot of troubleshooting, it's a lot of difficult work, and at the same time it's not something that I really want to do that much. So the price is there also to kind of persuade people not to hire me at the same time. And I just really don't want to do it. Nick's van is great. Like I just, it's kind of bothering me that I'm still working on, well, it doesn't bother me that I'm still working on it now, but it bothers me that I'm going to be still working on it after the end of the month a little bit. But it's only for a little bit, so that's okay. But I want to move on and do some other stuff. What I would rather do is teach some skills on camera for you so that you can learn how to do this kind of stuff yourself. I know not everybody can do this kind of thing, but I at least want to share some practical stuff, because if you're going to live in a van, and if you can build it out, if you can have the knowledge of what's behind every screw and where the wires are and all those sorts of things and how things work, it empowers you. It makes you more self-reliant. It makes you aware of what's going on in your vehicle, and you don't get stranded that way. I mean, when you do get stranded, you're kind of like, okay, I need to deal with it like this, and you just know. And I guess that's kind of what I want to teach more of, and inspire. And it's kind of like, it kind of goes to that old adage. It's like, would you, if a man is hungry, would you catch him a fish, or would you teach him how to fish? If you teach him how to fish, it's more useful for that particular individual. But of course, not everybody can do it. Nick is totally capable of doing it, and he's in a situation where he's like, I just can't afford it, because if I take time away from work where I can make a lot of money, then I'm spending all this time working on a van, and yeah, I'm getting ahead on my van build, but I'm not paying, my bills at the same time. So he just needed to hire somebody to get that done for him so that he could go out and enjoy it and use it and stuff like that. So in the meantime, he can stay working on what he does good at, and that serves him and it serves me. It's a win-win situation. And yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna be debt free pretty soon. That's amazing, because I'm so damn happy about that. And man, I was there before, so this is the second time I've paid off a big chunk of debt. But like, there, like, I can't go back there. Like, you know, I mean, I could, but I certainly don't want to go back to being in debt. So the idea now is to switch things up and live the later half of my life differently from how I lived it in the past. That's important. Like, so important. Learning a lot about myself just in my mannerisms and all that sort of stuff. Doing a lot of self-observation as I've been hanging out here. Mark, you broke your phone again? Dude, what's going on? You got to get one of those big cases, dude. Like, spend $50 on a phone case. Like, get something. Like, this one's an OtterBox. It's kind of a flimsy case, but protect your phone. Yeah. It's hard though, I get it, because when you're working on a van or you're crawling around on the ground and you're looking at somebody's rust on their van or something like that, it's easy to grind the phone into the rocks or stuff like that. So, oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, local chipper is talking about how clean my van looks. It's a clean van, dude. I mean, the paint's chipping off right back here. That's because this is just brushed on paint, no primer. I just brushed it on. But I got these magnets that I use for my cameras, and I usually prop one right up there in the corner at nighttime, and so it always peels off right there. And then if I want to watch a movie, I stick it right here, and then I can have my phone right there while I'm laying down, and I can look up and see it at night and watch a movie or something like that. So anyway, that's I'd like to cover this up with some 1/4-inch ply like this, and a little bit back here, like just kind of dress this area up, hide these wires, do the same up in the front, and then make this cabinet go front to back up here. The only thing I don't like about this cabinet is it'll clean things up in the van, but then it's going to hide my fishing rods. And or I like looking at my fishing rods. And if I put the cabinet there, I could still look at them if I have the fishing rods more in the middle, but I'm going to be hitting my head on this thing here and all that kind of thing. So here, you guys want to look at my fishing rods and my little baby wipes? Anyway, these I use for a little package of baby wipes, you guys. I have one here and I have one right there. These I just got on Amazon, but I just put refills in there and I use them to wash sometimes a spoon or a dinner plate, give it a wipe, clean my face, my hands, whatever. So anyway, that's that. And I'm gonna use one right now to clean off my screen because the sun is on it and I see how much dust is on there and I can't see anything. There we go. Okay, we're good. I'm not sure what happened, but on my end, the phone screen just got frozen. I think we're still here. Weird. Same, yeah, buffering. I don't know. Hang on just a sec. I'm gonna try something out. There, I had to switch things around. I don't know if it was. Are we back in business? Yeah. I don't know what happened, guys. You know, I don't know. The some government agency is just tapped into this connection, and now we're all being recorded. I have no care. It's all live. It's on YouTube. Anybody can watch it. It's all good. I got nothing to hide. We're here. Anyway, yeah, I'll just leave it. We'll see what happens. Now you guys are still messing around with it? All right, let's give it a moment. It seems fine on my end. Yeah, okay, Drivers of Ottawa. Hey, dude, good to see you, man. Yeah, so I was chatting with my mom about that. You guys got crazy weather over there for like a little while. You got that really crazy, what do they call that? Like a Deco something storm or something like that. So in Ontario, there was this really Dereco storm. Yeah, there you go. Crazy storm. So basically, just a big wall of wind coming in through the province of Quebec and Ontario. Just I don't know. It was like what were the winds? 120 kilometers an hour. I think 145 in Quebec or something like that. Knocked out a whole bunch of power lines, trees, houses. There was a steeple of a church that blew over. Lots of crazy stuff went down over there. My mom's okay. She had a couple trees and stuff like that break on her yard. They were without power for 48 hours. My brother, he lives in Quebec. He's still without power. He's in a remote area, and it's probably going to be a little while. My aunt and uncle, who are in kind of like Gatineau, they're in another area that is without power. I think he's got a generator. I think they both have generators right now to run fridges and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of wild stuff with storms. It's kind of weird. Like, I mean, I was looking at some of the videos and stuff. I was looking at some of the footage of that, and I was trying to imagine what it'd be like if I had my van there and I was just trying to, weather that. And seeing as I live in a van and stuff, and what that would be like. I didn't see any vehicles get pushed around, although I saw some airplanes get pushed around. But that would be wild, man. The trees were just like way over in 45s. It was pretty crazy. I don't know. I'd probably find some wall to park behind and park behind a big building. Stay there for a little while. Yeah. Okay, Mother Mustache, you're asking about that plant app again. It's called Edible Plant Guide. That's the logo right there. Oh, I don't want to delete it, but that's the logo right there. And on the App Store, if I could share the phone screen at the same time, I would, but we'll just look it up. Edible Plants Guide. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them out there. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones, I'm sure. Once I find something good and it works, I don't want to spend too much time checking out the other apps. And hang on, see if I can get more information on it for you. No. Okay. It's just called Edible Space Plant Guide under Health and Fitness. And it's by, I'll type this in because it's going to be easier. Let me just type it in the comments, guys. So I'm going to put it in here in the chat. Palin Genesis. Okay. There you go. That's it. I just shared it. And it's under the health and fitness category. I don't know what, I'm guessing it's probably for any kind of phone, like a Android or all those other ones. It's in the Apple Store under that particular name or the Apple App Store. There you go. Anyway, Frankie B, thank you, man. Can you survive with just foraging in BC if you're very knowledgeable, or do we really need to rely on the city grocery store? Okay, it's I would say that an individual, if you know your stuff, could survive off of wild foods in BC year round, no problem. It takes foresight and it takes a lot of planning, and you have to put a lot of energy into it in a sense. But it's not a crazy amount of energy except for in like the fall, like kind of September, August, September, October. Those months you're going to be really busy with your food, because what you'd have to do is you'd have to go out and really take advantage of the fruit and berry foods and roots and all that stuff, and really stockpile a lot of that stuff to last you through the winter season. And then you would have to. I really don't see any way around this. So I don't think you could do it very well in this northern climate if you were a vegetarian and you didn't want to consume a meat product, because what you're going to run into is you're going to find you're going to crave fat, and if you're just relying on wild foods, and there's not really a lot of sources for that up in this particular area. The best thing I found for plant food was hazelnuts. But sometimes one year you get a good harvest and another year there's really none. And so it really depends. And then of course there's all the other animals that are eating that too. And so all of a sudden you're a human being that's in the environment and you're like, okay, I'm going to harvest all these hazelnuts from this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree. And in a way, you're disrupting the natural flow of things in that area, because you're going to be consuming a lot of that stuff for yourself. But there's a lot of other animals and stuff like that have been going back to that tree time and again, and they rely on that. And their populations are limited by the amount of food that's available for them out in the wild. And so when you go in there and start involving yourself, you got to realize the impacts that you have on the environment in that regard. So the idea I always had in the back of my head is like, it's good to go out and learn and figure that stuff out, and maybe not try to live on that stuff full time. I'm going to get back to that because I still think you can. But it's like you want to find a way to give back. And so realize what kind of impacts you have and go, what kind of actions can I also take in my day-to-day habits where I can help propagate some of these plants. And as you get more intimate with foraging and that sort of thing, it's kind of an unusual behavior to take up, especially in this day and age. So it's going to have an effect on you, a profound one. For one, if you're out foraging in an urban area and you're picking wild food, a lot of people are going to look at you like you're kind of strange, and it is strange, and they might laugh at you and tease you and all that sort of stuff. But if you kind of work through that and you just keep doing it, and you develop a relationship, something starts to happen between you and the plants and the earth and the land that is difficult to explain, and you become more in tune with all of that. You become in tune with the different plants and their growth, the animals and the ebb and flow of all the bugs, the weather and all that stuff. And in a sense, you can begin to appreciate just how alive everything is. This is one of the best, most magical parts about foraging and living on this stuff if you were to do it. And I did spend a full summer doing it, and this is probably the best part of it, was just having this experience. But yeah, you eventually figure out like, okay, these plants actually are trying to thrive as well. And so you kind of figure out, oh, you start to appreciate dandelions more for this awesome food source that they are. And you want to, in a sense, you're kind of like, I'd like to see more of these around so I can harvest more. But then you've got people that live all around you that just want to, pour, what's that stuff called? Roundup or whatever, like all the different weed killers and stuff. Like they're just trying to eradicate all this sort of stuff. So it's, I don't know. That brings up a whole other subject about all that sort of stuff. But it's amazing too. Like if you go, like I know in BC, if I look at the invasive plants of British Columbia, just about all of them are edible. Just about. And they've all, like all of them have some good properties about them. There's probably one or two that maybe are, you know, I wouldn't call them edible, but there's probably some medicinal qualities about them. But it's funny to see the province and the city spending so much money and resources trying to take down these plants, and it's like, just tell people you can eat them and they'll take care of them themselves. Like, I mean, you know, you stop poisoning them and treat them as what they are, and teach people about wild food and harvesting that stuff. They're not going to go out of control. So anyway, I don't know. But yeah, if you're going to live on stuff full time, I would say an individual could do it with the right preparations and all that sort of stuff. But you are going to have an impact on the natural environment around you, and the animals living in that area. So it's something to keep in mind. And it's like, okay, well, if you are foraging for hazelnuts, try to propagate some of those and plant some hazelnut trees to try and offset what you're doing. Same thing with dandelions and berries and all that sort of stuff. And then, now if we all had to do it, say something happened, I mean, there's this, it's not even romantic. I don't think it's romantic, but there's almost this, there's a lot of YouTube channels and stuff about survival and how to survive in the wilderness, and what, you know, prepping for worst case scenarios and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, all that stuff's well and good, but we don't have the relationship with the wild world the way that we need to in order for it to sustain us properly. And if we all tried to turn around and start foraging and hunting and all that sort of stuff, the world just can't keep up with that. We've got all these artificial systems in place that keep us all fed and moving along, and those have negative impacts on everything else around it as well. So yeah, it's just, you know, I would say it wouldn't be able to work for everybody, but there's a lot of stuff out there. However, if everybody did start foraging for this stuff and giving back at the same time and cultivating the food, everything would be so rich. It'd be amazing. Like if you stop trying to weed these things out and you're like, we're going to turn this little piece of land here a garden, the amount of food that'll come off of that will support a lot of people and a lot of animals and stuff like that too. But you have to change the practices, cultivating and gardening and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know, like I know about that stuff, but I'm not super experienced with that stuff. Yeah, that might stir, that just talking about that might stir up some questions and stuff. I've seen the chat rolling, and some people are still commenting on stuff that I was chatting about earlier. We'll see. Whatever you guys want to talk about, you just let me know. I just figured I wanted to say hi and let you know I was all still alive and everything's going good. I really miss going out and making videos and going fishing and stuff like that, and I'm looking forward to that. Oh, Renata, thank you. Renata Devon, thank you for the super chat. That's cool. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, are we loading again, or did I lose? Oh no, that's my computer. I'll catch up. My phone's still on, so my computer is just lagging at this particular point. So I try to read most of the comments off of here, because on my phone screen, I like to use the camera on my phone when I do a live stream because it's a better quality image. If I use the one on my computer, it's kind of grainy and it's not so nice. But the chats that come up on the phone screen, like it shows me too clearly, two chats, and then as soon as there's another chat, they just pop out of there. So I can't keep up with them. On the computer, I can kind of scroll through it a little bit better. And I don't think I can. Yeah, I can kind of scroll through the phone actually if I do that. I'm just kind of thumbing through it on the phone. That's interesting. Maybe I ought to try that one time. Yeah, I think I will try that one time. Not right now, but I'm going to try that. That might be... I'm going to try that. Maybe I should try that right now. Let me catch up here. I'm seeing my the replay of that, and my hand's all over the camera as I do that, so I don't know. We'll see. I just got to go at it from the other side. Yeah, there's some invasive plants that are not so great for the environment, that don't offer a lot. Try and figure out what to do with them. Colleen, yeah, I do eat fiddleheads. I'm not very often, but I do. I'll kind of have a little bit of them in the springtime and stuff when they pop out. This year I wasn't out there in the time that I needed to be there to forage for them. If I end up hitting the road sooner than later, and there's a chance that maybe I might drive north, I might be able to revisit some of the same plants that I would be harvesting right now at a later time. And to me, that sounds pretty romantic. Like, it might be something that I do. I don't know. At the same time, because of the cost of gas and all that sort of stuff, I don't know. I just don't want to go out and blow a bunch of money and spend more money than I'm making. So, especially now that I'm coming out of this situation where I've been working really hard to pay off my debt, I don't want to just turn around and start spending more than what's coming in. I need to do something that I can grow and stay in a stable position with and stuff like that. And last year when I visited Vancouver Island, I really wanted to catch a salmon. I wanted to do a bunch of fishing and stuff like that. And I haven't, since I've been here, I've been mostly down in Victoria at Nick's place, and I haven't really spent a lot of time exploring it. But I can drive around and explore the island for probably a lot less money than I would if I were to drive it up to the Yukon or something like that. Although that would be really cool. So I just kind of see how things go and play it by ear, and that'll be that. But yeah. Ramblin' Rocketeer, how's my fan working? This one's working good, but it's I've had that for a long time. It works good. The one up there is, I've been saying this for almost a year now, but I got to put a little bit of oil in the bearing up in that one. But I'm gonna turn this off because I don't want to have that noise right there in my ear. That's the only thing about this one that I don't like, is it's literally this far away from my head. So if I'm sitting here, it'll be blowing right there, and it kind of gets annoying after a while. Same with my heater vent as well. But if I'm editing a video, I can put my headset on and kind of forget about it, and I can stay cool at the same time. So that's that. I need some water. Man, hang on here. Robin Giger asking, what's my favorite rabbit dish? Like, like cooking and eating a rabbit? I've only done that once, actually. I was probably 12 or something like that, and I went hunting with my dad. No, I was not 12. I was 14. And we got a couple rabbits one time, and we made a rabbit stew, and it was pretty good. We made it the same, I think it was the same day or the day after, and it was fine. But I haven't actually gone rabbit hunting. I've seen them. There's just never been like a great motivation for me to take a rabbit. Like the sightings are pretty rare in the areas that I do go hunting, so I don't see them that often. Last year I saw 3 or 4 rabbits all year, like in the areas that I went hunting. And yeah, I mean, I just wasn't interested. There was one once several years ago that I took a shot at, but I missed it, and that was that. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't had rabbit in a long time. Nick's gone. My friend Nick, who I've been working on his van, he went rabbit hunting this year, and he brought back some. We had some of it maybe 2 months ago, and it was okay. You know, I was kind of like, yeah, it's a lot of work. I don't know if I had to, I would, but there. That being said, there's somebody in Victoria that's on a farm that Nick and I both have a license to go and harvest rabbits year round. All we got to do is drive over there and go harvest rabbits, because she's got this big farm and there's way too many rabbits and they eat down the stuff that they're trying to go. So they need someone to come in there and cull the rabbits. But I haven't done that. I don't know. I've been so busy with other things, and it's not really a big priority of mine. But I'm sure she would appreciate it if Nick and I went over there and did that, because she's mentioned it several times, like, please come take care of the rabbits. Yeah, so that's a thing. But yeah. Yeah, okay. A beach is muting the discussion due to horror event in your childhood. I'm sorry, a beach didn't want to hear about me talking about eating rabbits. I can't really work around your own childhood traumas, but I know you do have control of hitting the mute button. You'll just have to kind of figure out when we stop talking about it. But I'm sorry, I don't want to make you feel bad or anything like that. But yeah, childhood traumas always gives us something to work on. It's pretty interesting because, like, it's almost like an unintegrated event took place in your childhood with a trauma, and there's some emotion in there that you haven't quite realized and worked through and felt through and been angry about or grieved over or whatever the case may be. And so there's, you know, all it is an indication that, that's an opportunity to work on that. But that stuff's not easy, but it's healthy. Yeah. TP Seeker asking if those stinging nettle root balls are edible as well. I don't know. I've never added or I think the whole plant is edible, but I'm not sure. I haven't had the root. It's not really a root ball. At least when I pull it, like if I pinch one of those things off and I don't quite do it well, the time where I got the 3 bags full in that video, there was one that I pulled out by mistake. But the roots on those plants, like, you got a stem that's like this big, you got a tiny little root ball on it, like really small, and there's not much there. So I don't know. I would not really encourage it because you're derooting the whole plant, but if you're propagating the plant at the same time and you're helping it reproduce, then I'd say go for it. But I'm just going to look it up right now. Let's see. It is. I'm looking it up in that app again, you guys. Whole plant is edible. Do. Yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on this at this moment, but because there's a lot here to read about that particular plant. But I'm sure there is something you can do with the roots of a nettle plant. That's all I'm going to say about that. South Canadian, how are the ticks in BC, and what do you do to stay tick-free when you're out in the forest? I generally wear like long sleeve clothes. Even if it's warm out, I'll put on a pair of long johns or something like that to try and help with that sort of thing. Oftentimes, like I also take a risk and I go out there and I enjoy myself. And, you know, I don't want to base too many decisions off of fear. Like, I don't want to not go in the forest because I'm afraid of getting a tick bite. I think that would be a rather unfortunate situation if I was, you know, not doing something because I was afraid of that. But I'll take precautions and I'll kind of do some checks and stuff like that, and at the same time have a little bit of faith and hope that everything's okay too. And some ways I don't like saying that out loud too much because that's also kind of naive at the same time. And it's good to kind of make sure and do your due diligence and have a look around and be aware of what's going on. So like if I'm in tick country, I'll spend quite a bit of my time just you know, reviewing the area, reviewing myself, and seeing if there's any on me. I'm usually on guard for them quite a bit. Yeah, so just, yeah, be aware. But out here, I don't know, like I haven't seen any this year. None at all, which is great. Last 2 years before that, I saw some every year, and I had ticks in my van, actually in my van, last year and the year before. And it was this one area that I was visiting, and every time I went back there, I'd step out of the van and I'd go walk through the grass, and I'd come back and I'd be like, there's one, there's another one. I'm like, there's ticks in this area. So when I caught on to that, I just stayed away from that spot. So yeah, if you're finding them, just try and stay away from those areas. And they can be anywhere, you guys, they can be anywhere. Oh yeah, okay, you guys want to see how I'm doing on Nick's van. All right. Thanks, Insanity, for bringing that up. I'm gonna show you. Someone asking, Robin, how much are they selling morels? Are ranging from $45 to $70 a pound. There's I don't know, I saw a little box of them about this big, like almost the thing you get a little thing of berries in, and it was $80. So I don't know, they were dried out, but anyway, let's go take a peek at the van. We're gonna go on a little walk. There's my van. I can't show you what's going on my van because there's a surprise. That'll be in the next video, I think. Oh, I need a key. Yeah. It's great. I keep Nick's keys in my van right now. Okay, you ready? Here we go. There we go. This kitchen cabinet's all done. And I got tape on it because we're just kind of protecting these surfaces right now. I don't want any of this stuff to get damaged while the construction is still going on in his van. Down here, that's his plumbing cabinet down at the bottom with the pump and all that. You did see that in one of the videos if you're watching those. I still got to put a latch on there, but I'm leaving that off for now because we're going to be installing a lagoon table or something like that in this area, and we need to figure out how it fits with this because he wants to use it out here as well. And it's just about all the relationships and everything. So sink, right now it's just sitting in there right now, so I still got to do the plumbing, and I got to build the door face down here. These are his drawers. So there's got all supplies and stuff in there right now. This bulkhead's up. I've got wires here. There's going to be a slim cabinet up in this area, right along this area, with 2 lights in it. His exterior flood lamp is going to be built into this cabinet, so it's not on the outside of the van. It's going to be right here. Opens up his door, turn it on, and that'll shadow out all the space outside. I've got the hood liner out right now because I just did this front ceiling piece yesterday. I just finished this up. So that's going to come right underneath his hood liner. So that's going to come right here, and it's going to hide these little spots. This is his like front switch panel. This was early on. This was something that we did when we did his electrical last summer, but that's going to get a little latch up there. There's going to be a table here. So this is kind of all stuff that was done last year. That's a shower. We got the Max Air fan trim in there. Back ceiling. And then you saw all this stuff. Here we go. And then the back wall on this side is up. There's going to be a wall on this side. And I finished making this window trim. Put this window in his van as well. So this is not screwed to the wall yet. It's just taped on at this point. There's going to be a cabinet that goes right here. And on this side, he's getting floor to or ceiling from this point all the way up. He's getting cabinets here. So at this stage, I got to do cabinets there and there, and the little piece that goes up above there, and then this one here, and then finish hooking up his electrical. There's going to be a few things mounted in this area, so I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. It's pretty good, eh? And the video footage for this is going to be interesting. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's probably going to be a little bit of a faster paced video, maybe a bit of a montage of some kind. His water fill up station is right here, and his shower down, outside shower or like wash down station is right here. That's with this kind of fitting, so it goes in, and as soon as you twist it, it'll be right away active, good to go, and there'll be a hose on that. So I don't know, he'll probably store that in there somewhere. And then this side, I still got to finish off the enclosure with this section, but that's his tire repair kit and his air compressor, which lives down there. He's got the same one I do. And then these are going to be for his garage lights that are going to be in here. And then we got AC power as well as 12-volt power. And then there'll be an exterior light up here too. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. Yeah. So it's been a lot of work, and I've been working under this tarp a lot because it's been windy and rainy and all that kind of thing. And this allows me to go between his van and the shop, and I can stage a lot of the work out of there and bring it straight in without getting rained on. And there's the mess of scrap pieces of plywood and all that from all that stuff. So that's getting more and more impressive as days go on. It's a bit of a mess, but that's part of it. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, that's been the progress so far. A lot of work, you guys. And take you back to my van. Whew. I didn't see a single chat come up as I was doing that. By the way, I also got one of these. This was a birthday present, and that's a crossbow bolt. I'll show you that in a minute too. But that was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, what I miss here in the chat here? I'm gonna see what anybody said. Oh my god, the compressor scared me. It's the same one I have. It works the same way, so that allow him. Oh, ET, sorry man. The toilet is in the shower under some of the boxes and stuff, so it's in there. We just kind of blew over that pretty quick. Kim Jones, you're taking off. Good night, Kim Jones. Good to see you. Thank you, Kim. Really appreciate your love. Thank you so much for the coffee money, and we'll see you again soon. Yeah. Yeah, and Mad RX, yeah, it is kind of a good spot for the plumbing. So we're going to be able to insulate all that plumbing as well. We'll just stuff some insulation in there. It's not going to be pretty, but it's just going to keep that area kind of insulated. But if anything does happen, it's just going to wash right out. So that's nice. The only bit of plumbing connection above that area is with his big water tank. That's all tied up. It's good now. And he's going to have a hot water tank in there too. And I didn't share that with you. I didn't show you his fridge either. So that's going to be stuff that's coming up in the next bit as well. He's got an actual hot water tank that's going in there. It's pretty neat. Sharon, oh yeah. Yeah, you bet. Total congratulations on the 30K subscribers. Rolled over that one, I think it was a week ago or something. I think I made a mention of it. But yeah, there you go. Definitely pumped about that. Yeah, and CMH Bullet, you didn't see the bed because the bed's not in there at the moment, but it goes between those two cabinets in the back, and right now that piece is in the house with the mattress and all that stuff. I just can't have it in there while I'm working on the van, but it fits in there really nice, mates up. There'll be like, when I'm done with this, I'm going to do a full breakdown of everything, kind of like a little van tour video of his van. And I'll share that on the channel. So that'll come up, and I'll kind of go over all those little details and stuff as best I can with that. And Andrew Penn, the compressor is called a Viair, Viair. It's pretty good. His has got an automatic shut off on it, so when the compressor tank gets full and it's charged, it'll automatically shut off. It's kind of nice because when you're going around, it just kind of like, you're not, you've got the little doohickey in your hand, and you can hear it kind of like shut itself off as it gets full. And then when you put it on tire and you start inflating a tire, it'll kick on again and it'll keep going. So I think it's a little bit better for the motor, but if he's going to use it as like a blower and put a little blower on it and just kind of clean things up, he's not going to have as much back pressure built behind it as one that didn't have that feature in it. But the other ones are, you're loading up the compressor a little bit more, I think. So I don't know, I'm going to guess his is going to last longer than mine because of that. Yeah, it's kind of cool working on this van. Like, it's neat because I think about how would I go about building these. Like, I don't want to build a custom van for somebody and then see you later, job done, that kind of thing. It's fine to do that sometimes, but I just feel like that one person gets something out of it, I get something out of it, and it kind of ends there. Like, I've been thinking about, like, how would I go about trying to do this so that it could be done on multiple, like, vans, or like, or what would it take to do a van build company and do this on a bigger scale. And so I've been thinking about, like, if I were to design and build out a van like his van, how would I go about doing it so that it was cost effective and it could be easy to duplicate over onto, other chassis and vans of the same thing. And I didn't put that kind of thought into my van as I was building it out, because I was like, well, this is an older van already. It's a 2005 Dodge Grand Caravan, and they had already stopped making this model, and so there was really no incentive there for me to think about it in that sense, because it's like, well, it's a dying car anyway. So you know, I was just like, I need a place to live, and I need it to be comfortable, and I need it to be functional. So that was my thought when I built mine out, was just get it done. And so I don't know if I would invest into building out sprinter vans, like they could turn around and start changing the shape of all that stuff up later. But I do like it's so nice to work in that van compared to a minivan. It's so much easier. There is some complicated pieces, but not nearly as complicated as a minivan. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Yeah. Got some kids out walking through the back alley. A lot of kids around here. I really like. There's kids there. There's kids there. There's kids over there. Getting to know the kids and the neighbors and all that. Oh, okay. Andrew Pan just came back from some fishing. Good for you. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, totally. Totally appreciate you sharing that. I've been thinking, I haven't done much fishing. I went out the other day, but I didn't get anything, and no bites. It's been pretty quiet. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to just spending some time doing some of that stuff. Yeah, you guys are talking about my mustache again. So the I shaved all this off because I wanted a better fit with my respirator when I'm working on Nick's van, and that's why I originally had my mustache when I was working on my own van. So if you go back and look at my original build videos, a lot of them I had a mustache, and it's primarily because I was wearing a respirator most of the time. But anyway, I'm doing it again, so that's that. Yeah. How to do a double take, yeah. Anyway, that's where things are at with Nick's van for now. So tomorrow I'm going to be carrying on. I got to run out and do a few, pick up some supplies. I'm returning a few switches here. Going to get him another switch. Essentially, it's just one of these things. It's kind of the switches that he uses in there for his lights. So I ended up picking the one without the fuses in it, and he wants the one that has fuses in it. These are a bit expensive though. You got two switches, and this thing's $100. So I don't have anything like that in my van, but that's more of a marine product. So it's a totally sealed, waterproof thing. Totally overkill for van life, but Nick's got a lot of marine background. He just likes the look of all that stuff and wants to keep it all the same. So just finds it easier for his brain, and I can, that's fine. Yeah, CL, I'd love to see some stickers too, man. I've got so many emails, and I have not kept up with them. I think there was a couple people in there that have shared some sticker ideas and stuff, and I glanced at a couple of them. I never replied. I just can't keep up with everything at the moment, so I'm just kind of taking a little step back and just doing one thing at a time. I was talking about bandwidth earlier, and how I was just kind of honoring that there's only so much that I could really do with on my plate at once, so I was just kind of like reeling back from some of the emails. But I do want to get some stickers out, make something, and that kind of thing. So I think once things settle down a little bit, I think I'll spend a bit more time on that sort of stuff. I want to be able to come back and make some more videos, so that's kind of the priority. But then I'll get that as it comes along. John, thanks, buddy. John Erickson, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Joseph, just wanted to send some monetary love. I resonate with your vibe and outlook on life, and enjoy every upload. Keep it up. Thanks, John. Yeah, I really love that comment. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to sharing more, John, and carrying on with the channel and that sort of thing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good summer. It's going to be like so great to not have that debt load on me. Like, that's $500 every month that I paid minimum payments on that debt. and that'll be $500 that I don't have to think about anymore. So it'd be real great, and I'm really excited about that. So we're gonna be celebrating that soon. It's gonna be fun. Man, I've worked hard for that, for sure. And it's been a big push this last little while. To be honest, guys, like the reason I haven't been putting out a video as often is because I really wanted to just get under that and really like nip that in the bud. So I put a big chunk of money on it earlier in the month. I took out what's called an RRSP, which is like a retirement fund. So I had some money sitting in there. It really wasn't doing very much. And the interest rates on my debt were far greater than the interest that I was incurring on my RSP. So I just pulled it out, threw it on that, and I was kind of like, okay, you know, let's just nail this down. And so that's been the focus. Like I've been not spending any money, not doing anything. There's certainly some stuff I'd like to get. I spent a little bit of money. Like I think I spent like $30 on fishing lures the other day, and I bought another pair of those pants. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I still got to hem them, but I needed that, so you know that was fine. But yeah, I've been pretty tight with pocket for a little while, taking care of this debt. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Holy cow, it's gonna be awesome. I knew it was gonna happen at some point in time. I'll be sharing this with you guys, and it's happening. So yeah. Oh yeah, and where'd that thing go? There we go. When I was in Vancouver the last time, and I think at the end of the video I shared that I got a birthday present. I should go grab it, but my friend Lonnie bought this thing for me. So this is a crossbow bolt, and so I got a crossbow for my birthday. And I guess there was just somebody out there that was thinking that yeah, they got to support this guy going out and doing some more hunting. So there'll be maybe some use of that. This year though, speaking of hunting, I'm kind of on the fence about it this year. And if the opportunity comes up where I can go see my daughter, that's where I'm going. That's my priority. And hunting aside, like I gotta go see her. So I haven't made any plans for hunting this year. If I do any of it, it's gonna be some pretty low-key local stuff, I would think. And maybe I try out the crossbow. I gotta go get some field tips and stuff for this thing and go shoot it, get used to it. And in Canada you can use these things, and I think they're frowned upon in the US. I know some people, there's like a particular attitude around crossbows and bows and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I can appreciate they both pretty much do the same thing, but a crossbow is going to be a little bit more predictable and I suppose easier to master than a bow. And in some ways, maybe that gives one the opportunity to be a bit more ethical upon their way of dispatching an animal and harvesting one. So, but I don't know. But it'll be fun to go to the range and play around with it. River Stinks Van Life. Love my crossbow and compound bow. Great choice. Yeah. There you go. And CL saying crossbows are legal to hunt with in New York State. So there you go. That's good. I heard in some places like you had to be like it was only allowed if you were in a wheelchair or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I got a crossbow. I should go grab that. I know, yeah, not everyone's excited about that sort of thing. But there's a lot of thought that's going into the whole hunting season and hunting and all that sort of stuff. I do a lot of thought about that sort of stuff. And it's not something that I approach lightly. It's just, you know, it's same with fishing. Like, I mean, we're talking about the ethics of harvesting animals out of the wild. just the same as I was talking earlier on this live stream around some of the ethics around foraging for wild foods that are just from plants and mushrooms and stuff like that, and how we have an impact that affects the animals that depend on some of those plants. And so when I'm out hunting and stuff like that, it's a similar thought. It's like, okay, well, how can I participate in this activity yet give back in some way so that I can help this population of animals thrive and do things for them that make their lives better. And hunting is not like it's not like fishing. Fishing is kind of like, well, at least nowadays, there's no such thing as commercial hunting. There's commercial fishing, and that has a massive impact on the fishing industry and fish in the oceans. There used to be commercial hunting. There isn't anymore. That was ruled out and banned out, and for a very good reason. And maybe one day fishing might become the same thing. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool if you wanted to eat fish, you'd have to go catch them yourself. I think that would spring back the populations of fish big time, and then going fishing would be pretty fun because there would be more fishing opportunities out there. But it's all about conservation and really animal habitat, stuff like that. And the thing that kills animals the most is habitat destruction. It's the biggest killer, and somehow human beings, at least up until this point, most of the people I've talked to and seen, just if I were to draw an observation, I would say people are fairly you know, ignorant of the impact that they have on animals based on environment destruction, with all choices that you make in your life. And it's a huge subject. I just like have a vague understanding of it, but it's like every choice you make has an impact on stuff. And so like even the foods that you buy in a store, you know, there's habitat destruction involved in providing all that sort of stuff. And you know, a lot of our food industry is, you know, it's kind of glorified. It's like it's about people and it's about creating a good quality food for people, but it is in some senses, but a lot of times it's also about money and people just making a profit, and it comes at the cost of, you know, other things, and it's usually environmental impacts and stuff like that. And so anyway, it's kind of a touchy subject, I suppose, and something that I don't know enough to really get into all that much, but everything we do has an impact. And when I go hunting, I do think it's pretty important to be behind my decision in doing that in that particular activity, that area. And it's like, okay, yes or no, and it's something to think about. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I got a crossbow. So that's that's cool. If anything, it opens up some areas where I can go hunting where I wouldn't be able to go hunting with a rifle or something like that. So that part's pretty exciting, and it does open up the season a little bit more for me. So then it'll start earlier, and I can go hunting before rifle season starts. But I don't know what I'm doing this year for hunting, guys. I don't know how serious I'm going to be behind it. We'll see. TP Seeker, yeah, I definitely would like to do some gold panning too. I actually met a subscriber last summer after I came to the island. He gave me a gold pan, and it's not in my van right now. It's just one of those plastic ones, but I do want to take that out and give that a try. It looks really relaxing and be pretty fun to do. And I'd like to learn how to do that a bit more. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So that's coming up. I think that's coming up. It's something I want to explore. Just try different things out. Thanks for taking care of that, Ramblin' Rocketeer. Appreciate that. Trucker Daddy, you're asking who is Nick. Nick is the gentleman that I'm building out his Sprinter van for. So I just kind of revealed this, but there's a van sitting right in front of me that I'm working on the interior construction of. Nick's the owner of that. He's a friend of mine, and we do some hunting and stuff like that together. We have in the past, not a whole lot, but a little bit. But yeah, that is Nick. If I could introduce you to him right now, I would, but he's been in a couple videos and stuff like that. Oh, South Canadian got an old GoPro you're willing to sacrifice? Question mark. Target practice cam. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to shoot at a GoPro because I think that'd be a terrible waste. But if it's a camera that's pointed at a target that's giving me a live feedback, which I could do, then yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, that might be a good idea. And try not to hit it, you know. Yeah. Mother's mustache, you're saying, let's see. It is imperative that we survive. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make sense of some stuff here. Jared, Maddie, hey guys, good to see you in here. Yeah, I was thinking about you guys just a little while ago, actually. I was in Squamish not too long ago with Mark, and that's where I met you guys. And I think Zach and JP are there. They're building out a van, as well as Josh and Rachel. I think they might still be hanging out in that area. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was fun. I remember hanging out with you guys. It was pretty fun. I was thinking I'd come say hi to you guys, by the way, if I drive out that way. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be doing that. It's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do this year. I don't think I'm going to drive across Canada. My van's got it's got some work to do on it again. I have to do more work on my van, guys. I talked about it a while ago, but that front strut in the front, it's shot. The bearings in it are messed up. And I think they got messed up in the installation. I had the shop in and they had troubles with that front strut. And they had to take it out and reinstall it a couple times and twist the spring around in it and put it back together. And it's failing on me now. And I think it's just been buggered. So I got to get new struts in the front. At the same time, I'm going to get new control arms, change out all the bushings up in the front, new tie rod ends and stuff like that, and just go over all the front suspension linkage and components and make sure everything is exactly where it needs to be. So all that stuff's getting replaced. And then the back, I had my suspension done with the new leaf springs, but my original leaf springs, the bushings are getting worn out, so I need to replace those in the back too. So my van's got a lot of little things that need to be done with it soon. And I'm probably going to go see J5 Custom Vans and go up to John's shop and get working on it up there again. Yeah, Rockchild, the sun is shining. It's like, it's right there, nice and bright. Get a little glimpse of it there. I don't know. It's kind of right behind the corner of that house. But yeah, it's still bright out. And it's 8 o'clock. I think the sun will go down around 9 p.m. now or something like that. It's really nice. The weather here is finally starting to get nice. Like yesterday was just warm. In the last week, I've been wearing shorts and t-shirt, and it's been awesome. Yeah. Yeah, TP Seeker, for sure. What's happening? He's mentioning get everything for a heavier weight van and save on wear and tear. I'm trying to do that with this van, but really I'm already doing that, and so I beefed up the back suspension with an extra leaf spring and the air suspension back there, and that's all good in the back. In the front, the problem is I can't find a strut company that makes a beefier strut than the ones that I already have. And I think the one that I have up in the front, like this one over here, is fine, but it's like the passenger one, it's the driver's side one that's all messed up. So I think if I get new ones, put them all back in there, it should be good to go. I think they just didn't install it properly. So I was looking at some videos and instructions on doing it. And when you install the struts on these vans, you kind of install it on the wheel, like down below, like on the control arm, I guess, or however it is down there. And then on the top, when it comes up into the vehicle, you put it up through and you just kind of finger tighten a few of those nuts on, one or two of them. Then you weight the van back down on the ground, and the strut will kind of align itself in the hole where it wants to be, and then you tighten it down, torque it all down at that point. If you torque it all down while it's up in the air, and then you load the vehicle, it can't, and it kind of put this kind of awkward pressure on the bearing in a way that's not natural for it, and that'll cause premature wear on the bearing on the strut. And that's what I think's happened with my front struts. So I'm gonna try and sort that out once again. It's yeah. Oh, Craig, man, you're midnight over there. Yeah, you are on the east coast of Canada. It is almost midnight over there. Holy smokes. Craig, love it, man. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. I can't wait to share some more videos and get some things going. I'm almost there, and it's going to be great. I'm almost debt free. It's going to be great. This is going to wrap this up, and then that is going to be a big weight off my shoulders. So that's going to be really great. And yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we can go play around with this crossbow together and see how it works. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. I brought it up, so let's see the crossbow, right? And then I think I'm going to wrap up. But yeah, hang on. Let me go grab it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a fishing rod holder on my van right now. It's actually for my umbrella, but I could put a fishing rod on it too. There was a time when I was camping with Chrome and Emmy up in North Island, and we were right on the beach. I thought, you know, it'd be great if I had a fishing rod holder on my van. I could just sit in my van while it was raining and just have my rod right there. It'd be pretty neat. Next basement. This is my mess right here. So I got two things. I got a 2-stroke Honda generator. And here's my crossbow. That's it. Teeny little guy. But anyway, that'll have to be sighted in and sorted out. It's called a Raven 20 R26. That's what it's called. He got me some mean broadheads and stuff like that too. But I don't have field points. I got to get those. And yeah, and then the generator that also came from Lonnie. The idea with this is that I'll hopefully be able to charge my van. I'm not sure if it'll work though. I was thinking if I'm out in the bush, in the backcountry somewhere, and I'm out hunting or whatever the case may be, in the winter time when the solar is away, or when I'm not getting any sun, this would be a way that I can stay out there a little longer and charge up my battery through this shore power charger that I have. So that's the idea with that. I keep my voice down a little bit because I don't know if Nick and Michaela are in bed. But yeah, anyway, that's the crossbow. It's got a scope on it and everything. So it's got a little handle, you wind it up, charge it up. I have no idea how it works yet. But I'll have to figure it out at some point. Anyway, I don't know why I'm bringing it back out to the van. I'm just gonna take it back into the house. But that's it. Crossbows. I always think of that guy on the Walking Dead show. If any of you guys watch The Walking Dead, there's that guy on there that walks around with a crossbow all the time, and he just like kills zombies and pulls the arrows and keeps killing zombies. Every time I pick that thing up, I think of that guy on that show. Anyway, that's a cute little bird. Oh, he's gone. So anyway, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this up. It's good to see you all. I miss you. I miss sharing videos. It's gonna come back around again soon. And it's gonna be fun. This weight's gonna be off my shoulders, and onwards and upwards, baby. So I'm pretty excited, and it's been a good little stretch. I'm gonna try not to burn out on this next little stretch here on Nick's van, but I'll probably bring that video out maybe in 2 parts. I don't know, we'll see. But I've slowed down on the explanation process, and it's more just going to be filming the build as it's going along. So but I'll come up with, and I'll spend some time here in the next little while continuing to plan out how I'm going to do these tool videos, and I am going to share those, so they'll kind of pop out round about the same time and stuff like that, I hope, anyway. And yeah, hopefully teach some of you guys a few things that you can take away with on your own projects and stuff like that, if it, you know, if that's the kind of thing you're after. And then yeah, man, I can't wait to go out and get some more crabs. I'd love to do some crab cakes, so been thinking about that a lot, but I haven't been out crab fishing in a while, so we'll see. But anyway, guys, lots of love, and we'll see you soon. All right, bye for now, guys.